So the next thing I was able to do, I was able to put on the trim for the this left-hand piece, and then I was able to put in at least the speedometer. I had some trouble with the screws on the back and the threads, but I added a couple washers and it seemed to work fine. So now I have both of those grills plus the speedometer. I can start to think about feeding the speedometer cable through, although I need a particular grommet. And then I have to get this steering tube through, and then I can align my I should be able to align my steering box with the steering column. So looks like the steering column had something like this on it. So I have to figure out exactly how this goes again. Just making sure I don't have two steering columns. I don't think so. I thought that this was in better shape, but yeah, so the steering column goes in something like this, and then there's actually a clamp that goes around it, and the it's like what happens is there's a bolt goes through it, and that holds this in place like this. So the steering mechanism does like that. Now I don't know, for example, what this thing is. This one on the other one on there or not. Looks like that was on there for some reason, so I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, so overall, yeah, I need to get this steering column cleaned up, and then I think I should have saved all of the parts here up top in terms of these little springs, washers, clips, etc. And then I'm going to order a new steering wheel, which is because this one is terrible. And so I'm going to order the black one with the half ring, so that you know, has that look. This one has this thing where it only had the two buttons, and I don't like that as much as the half ring thing that goes down, even though I'm not sure it's the proper thing for that year. But I'll also get my there's a fuse box, which is perfectly fine. I just will probably wire brush and wash this down, and that should be okay. So, all right. Okay, so the progress I've made so far, I've been working on this engine compartment. So what I did is I put in the seals all around here. This is the double flap here, like that. And then this was kind of rusty, so I had to really work this metal thing. But I got the firewall seal in. And then what I did is I bent all of these things back out for the insulation, and then I put on my first piece of this is a sticky heat-resistant foam insulation. I've got it in the bus, and I'm going to also put pieces along here, here, and here. And I'll put it on the back side of the deck lid, and hopefully that'll just make it just a little tiny bit quieter. I don't know if it actually will work, but at least inside the cabin, I noticed in the bus this stuff helps out, and so I've got another couple sheets of it over there. On the interior, I got my speedometer in, although I'm gonna have to pull it back out to put the little chrome bezel on, which I've ordered. I've got my ashtray, which is not very well done. Of course, these pieces I had before. I located and cleaned up my fuse box. I've got it there. I have to order the clamp and the cover for that. I put on the VIN plate. That's the VIN plate that matches the chassis. It's a 65. technically it's a 61 body, so I'm not sure if that's illegal or but you know, it matches what the title is. So you know, I'm sure people make body modifications, and the vehicle itself is still what's registered and on the chassis right here. So I put the VIN plate on that matches that number, and let's see, back of the ashtray, back of the speedometer. All right, so I got this. I put new screws on my 3 black plates, and I have my brake fluid reservoir in with the mini tube, and I've ordered the piece that goes from here into the master cylinder. So what's next? I really need to get my steering tube in so I can align the steering. I need to get the remainder of these body bolts on up under here. It's wet. You can see the water. I didn't want to lie down on that. And then I have to get the 4 long ones, which are these guys here. I'm gonna have to Dremel the sheet metal where these go up. Those are on the front of the heater channels. But you know, it's just a little too messy here, and I could move this car into the garage, which I might do because it's supposed to get colder and colder. The last thing is I've cleaned up my lights, and so I'm painting these white, just so that that's what you'll see on the inside. And so I'll probably go over this one more time with some more white, and then the other thing that I did here, let me show the work that I did on the chrome bezels. There you go. All right, on the headlights, basically I have these glass cleaned up, and then I had to do a pop cleaned up here on one of these things right here. But basically these things are ready to go as soon as the things are painted. Housing. All right, so I have these H4 housings. So basically, I put these on the bus as well. You don't really know what your headlights are going to look like until you know, because I bought these guys here, and you don't know sort of the tone of the light. I mean, you can kind of guess it's going to be a brighter white. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these H4 housings situated with my lights, and then I've got to get my housings set up with these H4 and pull out the other ones. So let's see. Here I have the LEDs. I guess you're supposed to use these gloves. It's going to be a while before I actually install these, I think. But I believe let's see how this goes here. All right, got this one. Let's see how quickly I can take care of business on this one. So first I cut this out. Alright, then I've already taken this thing off here. So I'm going to go in like this. So I put this on here. Finally, put that down. So now, last step. Got my H4s, and the the next step here is to take these guys here. So I have 3 of these. Put these H4s out of the way for the time being. I have this one here, which has the good bezel. And then I have this one here, which again has good glass. So I've got to basically get these apart. I'll chuck this, and I just want to come up with 2 good working headlights. The adjusters all look good. Everything here looks pretty good. In fact, you can probably, you just take these wires out, and then I replaced these stock bulbs with these, and then I just want to make sure that I have the correct, the non-broken glass and the bezel here that's good. So I'll exchange. This one is no good, but the glass is good. So I'll get a Phillips head screwdriver, and I can try to get those in place. All right, well, I got these disassembled. So I got the 2 good bezels with the 2 good glass. One thing that's interesting is this one is a VW and this one is a Hella. I guess I don't really care. You won't really be able to notice that. So then I took the rings off. They fit on the H4s. And then this one is an oddball. It has this this thing, and it's just different. So I have 2 that are the same. It's this one and this one. So what I'm going to do is sand these down, and I think I'm just going to paint them white. They go inside. Sand them down. I'll probably do rust reformer, and then I'll paint these white. So then, with reassembling, I need to order all of the rubber parts for the headlights, and then I should be able to reassemble these and have 2 working headlight assemblies with the H4 LED bulbs.